Well, hey there, it's Marcia with GratitudeSpeak, your life and business coach, coming to you quickly this afternoon because I have to be on a webinar in just a little bit and I need to get some prep done for that. But I didn't want, the week to close without you seeing and hearing from me. So I wanted to share a little bit about your social media content. And this, I've already cleared it with a client because I wanted to make sure they were all right with me sharing. I'm not going to go into any identifying details, but whenever I reference something between, with a personal interaction between myself and someone, then obviously I want to, hey Scott, thanks for joining. Hope you're stateside or somewhere. I don't know how to keep up with you, my jet-setting friend. But in any event, for those who are not familiar with me, I'm Marcia Whyte. I'm the founder and chief content officer for GratitudeSpeak, which is a life and business coaching practice that I've run for a while now. And if you look in the title of this video, you can find my Book Me link. I'd love to have a conversation with you to see how I can best support you. And if not, I can tell you that as well. Hey, Team Harp Strings, it's good to see you on here. So very briefly, I wanted to let you know that social media content is really everywhere. You just have to think a little bit differently. Not better or worse, just a little reframe, that's all. I was on the phone earlier today with a client, and we were discussing, because of a post I made, I guess early this morning. I was on an Instagram training last night with one of the big names in the social media world. And I put on the post, I was feeling kind of sassy, and so I put on my post, I am going to, blow up on Instagram very soon. And so, hey, Anna, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Because I'm really committed to building that presence, and it's growing strategically and consistently every single day. But it's growing what I consider to be the right way. And on last night's class or webinar, I got confirmation of that, because I really don't want to, I would never consider buying followers, but I don't have to have, thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers. I mean, that's great. No shade at people that have that if you've earned it. But if you're just paying for likes or using other tactics just to get people to like your page, but you don't have your ideal people there, what is really the point? Social media is a conversation, and that goes two ways. So you don't want to talk to robots, and you don't want to talk to people who are never going to have a real reason to connect with you or you with them. And so it goes back to the point of having good content, having relevant content to what you do, who you are, and why it's important for you to share that expertise. That is the kind of content that will attract those ideal clients, those friends that you're trying to make, the connections that you're trying to make, whatever your purpose is on social media. When you do those three things, let people know not only what you do, but who you are. People like to do business, we've all heard it, with those that they know, they like, they trust. Well, how can they get to know, like, and trust you if you're just putting up random stuff? Social media strategy, and I'm not a social media strategist by any stretch, but I've been at it long enough to know a few things. Social media strategy is really not about throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. All right? If you think someone else that you know could benefit from this, either live if they have time or on the replay, please share this out. Social media really is, again, a conversation that we're having with people that we might not otherwise be able to engage with and interact with. But you have to have a real eye and an ear for what's compelling content. And compelling means, again, it's relevant to your brand, your focus, your values, and how you want to consistently be known in the marketplace. All right? Because it's not enough to be known. It's really about how you are known. All right? The other thing is you have to be committed to showing up consistently, because social media is a very fickle kind of thing. So if people know that they can count on you, that doesn't mean you have to be on there every single minute. But if they know that, every day twice a day, 3 times a day, whatever it is, depending on the platform, that they're going to get some value from you, they will stick with you. However, if you fall off, they're like, I'll holler at you a little later. But the point is, you have to be true to what it is that you're trying to share in terms of your message. Now, having said that, I was talking to my client, and she's in a very specialized kind of work. And she was talking about some legislation that had passed in the industry that she is in. And it's it is an industry, that affects all of us on many levels. And she was talking about all these bills, and she started rattling off statistics, because, girlfriend knows her stuff. And I said, how many pieces of legislation? And how many, this did you have? And how many of that? And she ran those numbers back by me, and I said, whatever the total was, it was like 90 something. And I said, that's 90, let's just, I'm just going to use the rent, 93. That's 93 pieces of content that you have, specifically for Instagram. But you could use it for Facebook. You can certainly use it at Twitter, because social media really is sound bites. And if you don't believe me, you think about your own habits. If somebody writes a post, and Facebook, for instance, will only give you this much room, okay? Then it'll be like ... more. How many times have you opened it, especially if you're on a mobile device, but certainly even on a laptop? There's a whole nother page full of content. And it's like, my God, am I on Amazon reading a book? Most people are not going to give you that kind of time. There are some that will, but we are a soundbite society. We watch television in sound bites. We certainly watch the internet in sound bites. We talk in sound bites. Everything is about a graphic, a meme, something very short, taglines, elevator speeches. All of that is condensed because we are so instant. I got to hurry up and move to the next thing. We don't have the attention span that we once had. And I'm not here to argue whether that's good or bad. I'm just saying, in my estimation, in my experience, in my observing, that's where we are. And so you have to adapt your approach, your thinking to that mindset, because the people that you are trying to reach already have that mindset. And so she said, are you kidding me? I have that much content? And I said, yes. Now, how to craft that content is something we're going to be talking about more in her next coaching session. But I wanted to let you know, let's just say you are in travel. Okay, this is totally random. And you want to talk about for the good or for the bad. The whole thing going around the travel ban that was issued here a few weeks ago in the United States, how that is affecting travel worldwide, how that is affecting flights per se, how that is hitting people's vacations. You can talk about, stateside vacations versus traveling abroad. There's all kinds of content that can be that can be gleaned from one subject. One subject. It's like getting to, think of it as, we're all trying to get to one place, all right? But some of us are coming from the west, others from the east, some from the north, some from the south, some by northwest, some by southeast. The whole point is, excuse me, we're all coming at it from different angles, but we're getting to the same place. Excuse me, I don't know what that's about. So if you consider, there are people that will naturally gravitate towards this particular, goodness, I really don't know, I'm sorry. This particular approach that you take, this particular soundbite that you put out there, this particular snippet. We all have, our things that affect us. We're drawn to color, we're drawn to particular words, particular phrasing. The thing is to get as much mileage out of one subject as you can. Now, for those who are connected with me on Instagram, and if you're not, you can just find me on Instagram at GratitudeSpeak. I'm same on Twitter. But I do a lot with Instagram. I post 3 times a day. I use an app to help me stay in touch. But people will say, well, how do you come up with content? Well, if I hear a quote, again, soundbite. If I hear a quote and I'm thinking, oh God, that'll make a great, I can see the graphic in my mind. I grab that and I have a list. I don't necessarily have time all the time to make it right then, but I will have a list ongoing so that I'm never at a loss for sharing something with you. When I'm making, and I'll make those graphics and I'll put them in my scheduling. The app that I use is called Later, Later, and it's an automatic scheduling thing for Instagram. It's been a big help to me. It's not everybody's jam, and that's okay. I used to do it all manually and just kind of remember or try to remember and freak out when I was late. But I figure as long as I get content up there that aligns with my brand and my strategy and my message, I'm good. But I can take that same content and repurpose it. I can use it as a Facebook live stream topic. A lot of times what I'll do, and I did this yesterday, as a matter of fact, one of my goals is to do 2 minimum articles every day or every weekday on LinkedIn. Because on LinkedIn versus Facebook, where video is king, on LinkedIn people are a little bit more selective, and the people that I'm reaching prefer to read. So what I did is I took the topic of my live stream and I condensed it. I gave it a new title and a new thrust, and that worked well because I posted one earlier in the day, then I posted one later in the evening before I retired for bed, and just a few minutes later somebody had already commented on it. But the point is, it's everywhere. It can be a comment that's made in a conversation. It could be a picture that strikes your fancy. It could be a post that you read, or whatever your takeaway from a conversation is. It doesn't matter, as long as you keep in mind it has to align with your brand, with your message, and with your values of who you are. Because not only do people want to do business with you because of the company, the product, the goods, the services that you represent or supply in the marketplace, they also want to get a good sense of who you are. If they're going to do business with you, they want to get a good sense that you're a decent person, that they can count on you to show up, that you stand behind whatever it is that you represent and that you provide. That's truly important, because when people are ticked off about stuff, you best believe that they tell it. All right, and if one tells it, you know that a bunch more are thinking it. Same exact thing is true in the reverse. When people are happy, they're getting better about telling it. But it usually takes just 1 or 2 great comments to start the train of, oh yeah, she is good. She is a decent person. I do like her stuff. You ought to follow her. So there's a lot of ways to capitalize on social media for whatever the reason you are on it, whatever message you are to share. Whether it's awareness of a cause. And periodically I'll just have fun. I mean, my Instagram is all about business. Primarily, I do motivational quotes and I try to teach a little bit, but I always try to motivate and inspire people. But I also have some real lessons there. Now, one day next week, because of some pictures that struck my fancy, I'm going to have one kind of totally fun play day, but I'm still making it relevant to my brand, and you'll see what I mean when you follow me. Ha ha ha. So, yes, you get no other hints than that. Sorry. You have to do the work. Just click on the follow. But my point is, when you learn to think and look and listen for content, it truly is everywhere. It may not be all your jam, but here's the thing. If you want to be profitable, if you want to be productive, if you want to live more purposefully, heed these words, because I'm really here for you. I really want to help you grow and be visible. I get business off of doing this because my mentor was on he was doing a live stream yesterday or day before. And he said something that was really profound, and I was so thankful because I thought, yes, I'm actually on the same page. I'm ahead of the curve. He said, and hear me clearly, this is for any of us that want folks to invest with us on whatever level. No one should buy from you. No one should buy from me until we have given value to them first. And I truly believe that. I don't like taking chances. I usually will call, look up testimonials or read a review or whatever, because I want to get a sense, again, can I trust this person and this product? So if people do business with me, it's because all they have to do is, even when I'm doing speaking engagements, I will say to them, okay, I don't have the formal sizzle reel, but you know what? I do have social proof, because I've got not only all my Facebook Lives, but I've got a YouTube channel. And it's got at least 100 or more videos, because I show up, I'm consistent. People can contact me. People can see me. They can find me. I'm easily, you put my name in Google, I promise you I'm dominating the first page. Now, part of that's because my name is spelled very odd, but nonetheless, I've done my work. And how I managed to populate YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and what's the other one? Instagram, is because I see content everywhere. I listen for it. I look for it. I'm actively engaged in that process because I want to show up powerfully for you. I want to show up always giving value, and I will get that back. So again, just remember, content is everywhere, but make sure, please ma'am, please sir, hear me clearly. And for those who are listening on the replay, those who have shared it out, I thank you, but you have to make sure, if you don't hear anything else, while you are sifting and sorting your content for whatever platform or platforms you use on social media for your message, make sure that your message is on brand, is on a true is giving a true reflection of who you as the person are, and that it aligns with your values. Because people ain't crazy. They can see right through you today. All right? It doesn't take anything but a click of a button or a private message to say, is this chick or this guy on the up and up? The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the presenting. The proof is in the content. So, as always, click that button for Book Me link. Let's have a 30-minute call and see how best I can support you. If I can, I will certainly offer the invitation to take the conversation further. If I cannot, I'm woman enough to say, that's not going to work right now. All right? So I'm looking forward to opening my calendar and seeing your name and your contact information on there, and we'll have a good conversation. And in the meantime, I invite you to click the bit.ly link and join my private Facebook group, GratitudeSpeak Collaborates, where we're going to be doing some trainings. We're going to shift the direction of the group right now. Starting next month. We're going to have special live streams by me. We're going to be doing some other good things, fun things to increase engagement and do some more collaboration so business can be passed, relationships can be made and strengthened, and everybody will win. So, as always, before I sign off, have a great weekend. Thank you for joining. Share this video out, and remember, there is always opportunity and a reason to show kindness and give gratitude. So make it your business to do that. Make it your mission to do that today and every day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk with you next time.